What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this wooden Arizona state flag. Let's get started. All right, so first up, I got two 8-foot 1x4s, and I'm going to be cutting 8 pieces at 23 3/4 inches. All right, and then for my backer strip, I got just an 8-foot 1x3 here, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 25 inches and 1 piece at 24 inches. All right, so now that we got these all cut out, I actually cut some 3.5-inch blocks for my hangers for the back out of the 1x3. And then I went through, and right now I got all the good sides facing up, just because some of these are a little bit rougher on the back side. But now I'm gonna go through, get them all flipped over onto their face. All right, so now that I got them flipped over, I'm gonna measure and make marks at 1.5 inches, 9 inches, and 15.5 inches. And then my backer strips are gonna go on the right sides of those. So I'll have one like right here, one right here, and then one, and it'll go the 25, 25, and 24. Because once we flip it back over, the angle is going to be coming up like this. So I'm going to go ahead and get those marked out. All right, so I got those marked out, as you can see, on the top and on the bottom. And then now what I'm going to do is just throw my clamps on this, make sure that the edges are all nice and lined up, and then I'll lay a bead of glue on the back of this and on the back of the sign, and then I'll just center these up and down. And then for this one over here, we won't have much on this bottom piece. This one will be more centered on that top piece, and then just a little bit on the bottom. And then I'll go ahead and nail it off. I got an 18 gauge brad nailer with 1.25 inch nails, and I'll do 4 nails per board on each piece. And then for my little hanger pieces, I'm just gonna put one on the left side and then one on the right side, and I'll just line those up with the bottom of the top board. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all glued and nailed together. All right, so now that we got those glued and nailed on, we can go ahead and get this flipped over. And next up, we're gonna get our outline marked out. So I got the outline printed out here, and this is just an image that I took off of the computer for an outline. And I can throw a quick clip in here of how I get these printed out. All right, so I got my image here. I'll go ahead and link the same image that I used in the description. And all I'm gonna do is right click on it. And I use the Paint app. I think it's on all Windows computers. So I just go down to open with paint. And then what I did for this one is I just shrunk this a little bit right here to give it just a little bit of a border. And then I go to file, and then I go down to print preview. And then under print preview, I go to page setup, and then I do fit to, and I change this to 4x4. And then once you do that, it'll show you how it's gonna print out. So these are each sheet. So it'll print out like that. And if you just do it that same way, it should get you super close to the same size as how I printed mine out. And if you have an Apple computer, unfortunately, I'm not sure how to do it on those because I don't have one. But if anybody does know an easy way to do this on an Apple computer, if you could just comment down below, just to help any of those people out who have Apple computers and if they're not sure how to do it. But once you got that size, you just go ahead and hit print and it'll print it out for you. But once you got this printed out, what I'm gonna do is go through and I'm gonna cut all of the margins on just one side of every join, just so that I can line them up, because right now they both have margins. So I just gotta cut the margins off of one side. And then once we got those cut, I'm just gonna tape them all together so that we just have one big, so it'll just be one big outline just like this. So I'll quickly go ahead and get these margins cut and then get it taped together. All right, so as you can see now, we just have one large outline. For the joins, I pretty much just cut I just cut right along the line and then just notched it out a little bit just so that I could line those up. And then what we're gonna do is, I have some of this transfer paper here. I can go ahead and link this in the description. And all we're gonna do is just line up the top edge and this right edge that are both straight. And we'll just line those up as best we can. And then we're just gonna slip some of this transfer paper. This stuff goes the felt side up and the dark side down. This is actually stuff I've already used, but I usually reuse it because you only use the mark that you make on it. But once I got the top and the right lined up, I'm just gonna take this and put it directly under wherever I'm gonna be outlining. So I'll just put pieces under the white paper like this, and then I'm only gonna do from here to here because I'll just keep these two straight edges. So we'll just line up those edges, put the transfer paper under this stuff, and then if you just take a pencil and you just trace over it, it'll go ahead and transfer it to the wood below it. And I don't think I'm gonna do all these ridges perfectly. I'll probably just do it smoother because I'm gonna be cutting it with a jigsaw and it would be very difficult to try and get all of these little notches. So I'll pretty much just be using this as a guide, and I'll make it a little bit of a straighter line. And then we'll go down to here, and then we'll actually mark out this piece as well because I'll just be cutting off this bottom edge. So if your outline isn't the same exact size as mine, you should have a little bit of play down here, whether it's a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. And my overall outline is about 26 1/4. So if you can just get it as close as you can to that, then it should work out just fine. And our edges over here are long enough to where if it's a little bit bigger, you should be fine that way also. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all outlined. All right, so now we can go ahead and pull this off. As you can see, I just kind of followed it with a pencil. And then once I lined it up, I just taped it in the middle here just to keep it in place while I put the transfer paper under it. So we can go ahead, pull this up, and we should have a nice outline under there. So now we can go ahead and get this cut out. And to cut mine, I'll just be using my jigsaw here, and then I'll be putting this little scroll cut blade on there, and then that should make it easier to cut around some of these twistier spots. So we're gonna go ahead and get it cut out. All right, so now we got that all cut out. And the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my orbital sander and I'm gonna go over it with some 60 grit first, just to make sure that any of these edges that are here go away. And then I'll go over it with some 120 grit just to give it a little bit of a nicer finish. All right, so now that we got that all sanded, I also took my palm sander with some 60 grit and I just sanded along this edge just to make sure this was one nice even line. And then I also did the bottom and then this side too. And then I just took just a loose piece of sandpaper and then just quickly went around through the edges just to smooth those out a little bit. And now what we're gonna do is torch it. So I'll just be using my propane torch here. And what I'm gonna do is just go really dark on the edges. But for the middle, I think I'm gonna leave it mostly unburned. So obviously you can burn it however you'd like to, but that's just how I'm gonna burn mine. So let's go ahead and get this torched out. All right, so now that we're done torching that, the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take the measurement from the very bottom down here to the very top. Then we're gonna get half of that, and then we're gonna make a mark there, and then we'll just measure from the top over on this side and make another mark, and then we'll just make a line across. And then using my frog tape here, I'm gonna tape off the top side of that line, and then we will be ready to stain the blue. All right, so now we got that taped off, and make sure you just go over it and make sure everything is all pushed down. And then for my stain, I just got some Varathane water-based wood stain, and this is the tintable stuff, and it's tinted in navy blue. It says it somewhere on there. And I'm just gonna be using a rag to stain, and usually I'll do 3 coats, but obviously you can do as many coats as you would like to. And for this one, I'm just gonna be staining the face. I'm not gonna be trying to carry the lines through on all of the edges, just because that could get really difficult up in some of these spots. So in this one, we're just gonna stain the face. All right, so I gave that some good time to dry. I let it dry overnight just because we're gonna be taping to it. So I wanted to make sure that it was dry enough. So now we can go ahead and remove this tape. And as you can see, we got a nice clean line. And then for the top half, I just had this little Arizona flag printed out here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut these sides right here so I can line this up, and we're just gonna use this to get our lines for the rays. So I'll just cut these sides, and then I'll just do my best to center it left to right, and then I'll just tack it with some tape. And then using a straight edge, I'll just line it up with these marks. Ideally, I'd have something that just go a little bit longer, and then I can just continue them up above, and then once I remove the paper, then we can continue them down below. And then that way all your rays should be the right size. And obviously our star is gonna be a lot bigger than this one is, just to fit the size of this thing, but this will help a lot with getting the rays. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those rays marked out, and I'll just use a pencil and just make a really light line. And once we tape and stain over it, you won't see the pencil as long as you do it nice and light. So let's go ahead and get those marked out. All right, so as you can see, we got all the lines done above the paper, and now I'm just gonna pull this off, and then I will just continue them behind the paper. And just remember that our star is gonna be right here, so you don't have to be too concerned about where they all meet up at the bottom, because that'll all get covered up. All right, so I got those lines all marked out now. And then one more thing that I'm gonna do before we start taping and staining these is I got a star that I printed out here. It's right about 8 5/8. Yours doesn't have to be exactly the same size. I pretty much just tried to get it as big as I could on the sheet of paper. And then what I'm gonna do is first I'm just gonna get this cut out real quick, just using a straight edge. All right, so I went ahead and got that cut out. I can go ahead and put the link to the image of this star if you'd like to use the same one. And you just have to remember that there is a top and a bottom on this. So the top, these line up. And then if you go on the sides, you'll see that they don't quite line up. So just remember to have that on the top so that everything is lined up. And all we got to do is just line these two sides up with these lines on the sides, the points with those. And then we just got to center this top point, and then we'll just go ahead and get it traced out on there. All right, so I went ahead and got that marked out. And the reason that we're getting this marked out beforehand is so that when we tape off these lines, once it gets towards the bottom, the tape is too wide, obviously, so you have to cut it. And I just like to mark this out first so that I don't cut it past this, because when we paint the star, all of those cut marks will show through. So usually I'll just cut it right up to the edge of the star, or I'll just cut it and then just tear it the rest of the way, just so that I don't get any cut marks in here. And the cut marks that'll be up here will all be between the rays, so you don't really notice them as much. But now what I'm gonna do is get this all taped off for the red rays. So I'll have to tape off the blue, and then I'll just have to tape off all of the yellow ones. And I'll just be using some of this 1.5 inch frog tape. And on the top, usually it's pretty easy to follow the line, but then once it gets towards the bottom, like I said, you have to cut it. So usually I'll just use a straight edge, and then I'll just cut it right up to the edge of where the star is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those all taped off. All right, so as you can see, I got all of the yellow rays taped off. And then in here, I just went ahead and just cut around the star, or just pulled it off. So it's okay if you either do or don't tape off inside the star, because that is just gonna be getting painted. But now we're ready to go ahead and stain the red. So I just have some of this Minwax water-based wood stain. This is tinted in scarlet, and using a rag, I'll just do 3 coats of this. And one more thing before you start staining, just make sure you go over all of your tape, and that'll just help to make sure that it's stuck down all the way and that your lines will be nice and clean. All right, so I got my 3 coats of red on there, and I'm actually just gonna go ahead and pull this tape right now, and then I will give it some time to dry before we tape off the red and stain the yellow. All right, so now that that red is dried up, I'm gonna go ahead and get it taped off, and I'm just gonna be using this yellow spirit stain. I just got this stuff on Amazon, but we're gonna go ahead and get these yellow ones stained. All right, so now we got that yellow stained out. I did 3 coats of this stuff also. So now we can go ahead and get all of this tape pulled, and then we'll want to let that yellow dry up, and then we can go ahead and do the star. All right, so for the star, I'm just going to use my frog tape, and you can still see the lines on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape it off, and then I'll cover up the rest of the flag with paper or cardboard. And then I just got some copper spray paint here, and I'll just go ahead and throw a couple coats on there. It might need like 4 or 5 coats, but you just want to make sure you don't put it on there too thick. So just do light coats at a time. But we can go ahead, get that taped off, and get it sprayed out. All right, so we got that star sprayed on there, and while that's drying, I'm just gonna get this flipped over, and I have these blocks down to make sure that the wet paint on the star doesn't get messed up. And I'm gonna throw my hangers on real quick. I just have these little sawtooth hangers here. You can use any style picture hanger you'd like to, and I'm just gonna go ahead and center them on these blocks. All right, so I got those put on there. And now the last thing that we got to do is, once the star is dried up, I'm going to just put a nice coat of this matte clear finish on there. If you want to do gloss, you can do that as well. But we're just going to go ahead, get a coat on the sides and the face, and then we'll be all finished up. All right, so that's what it looks like all finished up. I'll go ahead and link everything that I used in the description down below. If you have any advice or tips on how I could make this better, I'd love to hear them. I'd also love to hear any video recommendations that you guys might have for me. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and please have a great day. Yeah.